Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. In today's episode, it is 1:30 p.m. Yeah, I don't have anything going on today, so this isn't a nightmare 3 a.m. episode. I was very tired in yesterday's episode, but today I'm tired, but it's not that I'm gonna fall asleep tired, it's that I'm waking up tired. But I've also been awake for 2 hours, so why am I still tired? Maybe I should go back to bed. Alright, end the episode. I'm going back to sleep. Goodbye. Don't go. No, no, no. My analytics, please. Hope you're doing well today, hanging in there. I'm not doing too bad today. Doing fine. Did that philosophy paper yesterday. Today I have to do some peer reviewing, and then I should be done for the weekend. School's kicking up. On the one hand, I feel like school has definitely had a negative impact on the amount of stuff I can do for content, which is it's like I understand and I recognize that people do like work full time and also go to school, but it's a lot, man, and it's harder because like if I were just going to a job that I had to show up to, it would be like, yeah, well, I just have to do this. I don't have a choice. Because this is all I work for myself, it's extremely easy for me to go, well, you know what? I shouldn't do anything today. You're right. So I think about that a little bit. But also I've kept Monster Train going without any hiccups, so that's good. I recognize that there's a lot more I could be doing, but realistically, like I can sit down and I can record almost anything. The big barrier is finding like the algorithm stuff, the thumbnails and all of that. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna try and do a first look. Friend sent me a game that looks interesting, so I'm gonna try and do one of those. And then once I finish my schoolwork for today, I'm gonna try and spend some time on some other YouTube content. Probably like put up some TFT stream VODs, something like that. Anyway, you don't care about that. Let me ask you a question today, and let's get going. Today, so basically, my questions, I feel like they become not cyclical, but we're going through phases based on what I'm doing in my life, which is not too crazy, I feel. But today I want to talk about nachos, because I feel like a little while ago I was going through a burrito phase. I was putting everything in burritos. I still make burritos occasionally, but not that often. I went through a bit of a ramen phase. I went through a soup phase. I want to make a lot of nachos right now. So I want you to tell me what you put on nachos. What's your favorite setup? Because right now, to me, all I put on nachos, I take like, and this is not a great snack, but when I'm hungry, I take a plate of tortilla chips and I put cheese on them and I microwave it, and that's it. And I feel like there's definitely more I can do. Like you put some meat on there, you could put some, not a big sour cream fan, but I'm feeling like maybe I should get some guacamole. Other things like that. Let me know, what do you put on nachos? What do you put on nachos? Onions? Probably onions. Probably like a pico de gallo could be good. Throw some cilantro on there maybe. And maybe you got some other ideas. Maybe there's some non-traditional nacho ideas. Let me know. Let me know. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's a little fade day, so messing up my speed run by talking too much in the intro, but regardless, exile melting, Hellhorned, explosive sigil, failure, diligent, hollow drippings, ritual battle, resin removal. I feel like talking about the bosses like I do is not even talking, but like just mentioning them. It's definitely antiquated. Like I just do it because I'm used to doing it. Back in the day, I didn't have this very nice boss info mod. Shout out Dusk for making this. Holy moly. I cannot, like, the fact that this isn't baseline is crazy to me. This shit's so nice. Faulty Loader versus Forever Flame. It's gotta be Forever Flame, right? What am I doing with Faulty Loader? It's not great with Fade. We started with a Burnout card, which is good for Firelight. We are Hellhorn secondary, though, which means that I can maybe play Armor. Pick up Armor, play Spikes, Fade. I do believe... Okay. I think that every little fade is a winning line, and I think that we played Firelight last time, so let's switch it up and play Spikes today. And we hit the road with this. Hope we're like a clergyman. This one's not too bad. So the overall goal with this is to Basically, we're going to take trades to make it so that little Fade, like this. We want to take trades so that little Fade has more spikes. So if I have to take some damage to guarantee an extra kill, or if I have to miss a collector or something like that, it's all good. However, playing mid floor here lets me get the collector and a kill on Fade. Funnily enough, I feel like Spike's Fade often has the best time when you're playing like Exile Awoken, honestly, because then you can put root seeds on those 0 attack enemies, but you know, I don't have a primitive mold guaranteed. This one's interesting because I feel like my best play is going to be to put Fade top floor. She'll kill this Forge Disciple, and then I can use Train Stewards to buffer attacks for her. I also feel like my best idea here is going to be to kill the 5-1, because he's... 5-5 hits Train Steward. Fade does 30. 5-5 hits Fade, she's at 4. Kills this guy. Does another 30 plus the 11, she does 71. So right now, one Train Steward in front of Fade, she does 71. I'm gonna greed because, and we'll force the boss twice. I think it's worth it to trade the Pyre HP, even if it's only 1 extra slay. In the worst case, and in the best of cases, I will get the kill here. So it's 5-5. I mean, it's got to be better to play this one, right? 131. Yeah, so I'm effectively trading... Although, I guess the downside of playing it like this trade is actually bad. Yeah, okay. This trade is bad because I'm losing the kill on the Inquisitor, but I can ping back. So the other piece of this that was worth mentioning is that if this was the situation, there was a decent chance that I drew a torch and got to kill that guy on the next turn. And it's the same amount of kills for Fade, but without taking the damage. It's not a trade-off, like I was posing it to be. I want to take Molded because we might need to have spells for Diligent Seraph, and this one is fine. Don't want to clog our Reform pool with Entombed Explosive. Fortify. Yeah. It's not Welder Helper, but it's close. It's not really close, but it's not Welder Helper. But it is. I think the best unit to look for here is Steelworker. Multi-strike plus 25 in my first shot. Alpha Fiend. Huh. Now, actually, in an unbelievable twist of fate, I'm pretty sure the best unit I can pick here is Demon Fiend. What do I want a unit for here? I want a unit that's going to get me through Daedalus. You know what Demon Fiend is really good at? Killing Daedalus. Or, like, making you live through Daedalus. Or, you know, Talos as well. I could invest in Multi-Strike on him, but... I don't know, like, then I could reform him if he dies. This seems bad. It seems not good. I think that we just take the 50-50 body and we chill. It's fun to think about, though. Maybe this is Demon Fiend's time to shine. I don't think it is. He's just, if he was one size less, I feel like he would be good. It's an interesting twist. We're gonna not take this armor trial. Kills on Fade more than anything else here. It's an interesting twist because I feel like Demon Fiend was decent for a while. But again, now that you live on die by scaling, it's less good for him. 3-6 puts you at 10. So I'm gonna take 1, but get most of the kills. Extremely fortunate clergy combat here. This is another one of those situations where with a little bit of foresight, I can take 0 damage while getting the same number of kills on Fade. But I didn't think about Fortify, so I actually lost a kill. Yeah, I lost a kill. Unfortunate. I also resonated with what I didn't think about. Yeah, so pinging there, that Foresight, it was incorrect. I was wrong. It's okay. I am hopeful that losing the 1 kill on Fade will not be the deal breaker for us. Good stuff. Pretty good rate right now for Little Fade. She's at 30 spikes. The Clergy combat was very good, and the first combat we got was acceptable. There's like one really bad combat you can see, and most of them otherwise are okay. The really bad combat is the one that's the 245s with the healers, because there's like one thing for Fade to kill. Give me a drip ball here. Oh baby, it's a good run. Welder Helper. Okay, I'm gonna go right. Look for Endless. Quick plus 25 plus 10. Endless. Oh yeah. Endless Burnout 1 Welder Helper in this economy? I would love it. Check the relic. I think that this is the sort of run where Golden Vault could be good because I'm going to not have much to spend my money on going forward. Capricious Reflection, I don't really have any cards that I want to add to this, so I'm going to pick Golden Vault. Show me ×5, if you dare. Oh wow. Trade 5, I just traded 5 Pyre Health for 40 Pyre Health. What an incredibly good trade. Wowee. So, what does this run need now? I need Burnout 1 as an upgrade, and that's it, I'm pretty sure. Duplicate as many of these Welder Helpers as is possible, and we cash in. I think that right now it is wrong for me. I think it's wrong for me to try to keep Little Fade alive. Now, sadly, because of the blowback damage from that guy's death, it's not going to be that good, but it'll be alright. And then Fade here. On turns where I miss Primitive Mold, it should be okay. Yeah, the Explosive Sigil is actually pretty annoying. Molded. So you just gotta keep your eyes peeled for turns like this one, where I get to replay Fade by pinging her with Torch. Starting Spike's Fade with Torch has been very good, I have to say. It is better for her to die here. Or not. I mean, I have the Welder Helper. Just drip all the bomb away. Send the burnout. Like, why would I let her die here? I don't really... like, there's probably a case for both. You can probably make a great case for both ideas, but I don't really know which one is better. I feel like I can just start stacking armor. But I'd be better off with Fade on bottom floor here, basically, is what I feel. But at the same time, she is so strong currently. She's 60 spikes. I don't think it matters too much what I do here. Unless I miss a Primitive Mold. I guess we play Demon Fiend. This is our insurance policy. We have 95 health though. Well, first of all, let's check Ritual Battle. Or no, let's not check Ritual Battle. Let's count. You hit once. Fade hits here. She's at... So, how many attacks does Fade get? She gets... She's 30, so she gets 3 hits. 2 of them hit Daedalus, which means Ritual Battle adds 20... and then 18, which is 38. So it's not enough. Play Demon Fiend. It's better to not take the risk. I have the health to take the risk, but also if I miss Primitive Mold, which I do miss Primitive Mold. Thank you, Demon Fiend. Great job. That's my man right there. Titled this episode, Demon Fiend, our hero, has saved the day. Thank you, Demon Fiend. One Horn's Tome. So if I go down this idea with Little Fade here, where I go all in on Welder Helper, armor up Fade, never let her die, One Horn's Tome is good because Fade has 1 HP. But I have to invest a lot in One Horn's Tome, and the multi-strike doesn't matter because everything's gonna die to spikes anyway. It would just be for killing bosses, basically. Bounty Stalker's fun, but it's a little late. It's not too late for Bounty Stalker. You could play him from this position, but I'm not going to. I thought this was gonna be Malika Purge, and I was gonna say that's pretty nuts. I'll take plus 10 health on my units for the next combat, I guess. I could also just take the 25. I'll take the plus 10. It might be worth more for Fade. 25 gold, it's like, it's usually fine, but also sometimes not that useful here. Or rather, it's always useful, but the chest plates might act as a way for me to give Little Fade 1 or 2 more kills, is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to get to with that. I think the worst card in this deck right now is Ritual, and I'm going to get rid of both of them first before Train Steward even. I know Train Steward's unplayable, but like, so's Ritual, but Ritual costs 3. All I'm going to do with this run is get to a point where I play a lot of Welder Helpers. My Fade is at 63 spikes right now, which is a good number to be at. I do also need to make sure that I plan my Pack Shard takes. I'm pretty sure I'm going to take them all in the last 3 rings. My philosophy with Spike's Fade is you want to stay low on Pack Shards so there's less infused enemies, because enemies that are infused are harder for Fade to kill. But later in the run, because you have stayed low on Pack Shards, Little Fade will have an easier time killing everything. With 2 Welder Helpers, I am going to play my Fade on the top floor and hope that this is enough. Right. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. That makes sense. I don't think this is going to be enough. I'm pretty sure Little Fade is going to die. Alright, so I should have taken the 25 gold. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Oh, man. That's pretty funny. As, you know, you gotta laugh. Or you don't have to laugh, but I'm going to. It's a bad position, because now, I mean, it's not that bad. Fade's gonna die on the next turn. I'm gonna take a little bit of money damage there from Golden Vault. Did I remove Dripfall? Did I just miss it? I think I just missed it. Yeah, I think I missed it. 5 and 9. Yeah, whatever. I'm in a pretty bad spot here. All things considered. The 3 primitive mold draw is a little grim. Go ahead and resin removal that spell shield. Because this can happen here, where I just don't draw a primitive mold because I drew them all last turn. It is a little bit concerning, but we have the Demon Fiend. In worst case, I will restart the combat and I will play this differently now that I recognize that I took hammered chest plates. And I have no way to deal with this burnout problem. 180. If I could kill this Welder Helper, I would be able to play Demon Fiend. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, just give me I'm gonna take a lot for this, and I feel like if I played this run with my eyes open a little more, that would not be that bad. Classic problem, though. It did the opposite of what I expected it to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the Demon Fiend top 4 and let him hang out up there. I've been skipping him a lot, but this time there's no reason to. And on this fight, we're going to treat Welder Helper like it's useless. Because it is, basically. Until I get Burnout 1. Maybe I should play it and just have it, like, stand aside, more or less, but it's exactly enough to kill Fade. Could also use it in positions like this to get an extra kill for Fade, like she gets this kill now, instead of having to let it go. Ooh, and I could do the burnout extensions. Am I about to do it all again? I might be. Then we play the Welder Helper. No, we let Fade die here, for sure. You definitely let Fade die here. No way you do anything else. But I could get one more kill. No, it's gotta be wrong. No, it's gotta be wrong. I'm gonna take a little bit, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm okay with this as well. I'm gonna take a little bit of damage, but the draw order is also better on this time around, which is fine. Doesn't make a huge difference to me. I do take 25 gold worth of damage here. How much damage do you think is worth 25 gold? I think 9 is pretty close to what I would want to trade. And this can of course happen. And primitive mold. Better because I'm not a fool. I feel like hammer chest plates, it always does that to me. I mean, I do it to myself. I can't blame hammer chest plates. It's my own fault, of course. But like, you know. Plus 10, yeah, now Fate has 10 more health. Oh no, the imps have 10 more health. Throw me burnout ones so we don't have any more troubles, please. Drop cage is alright. Burnout one. There you go, you see? Now it's all good. Good reroll. I will reroll for another burnout one. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to Demon Fiend now. And probably a Train Steward. Now, from this position, now that I have already thrown the run, and have to live with the consequences, we are going to make 3 Welder Helpers and let Little Fade get very large. I'm gonna take this money. I'm not gonna buy anything with it, but I'm gonna take it. It'd be cool to see Railhammer or something of that ilk. I feel like, generally speaking with Spike's Fade, you never really want to take plus attack trials, because it just makes it harder for Fade. But you still die. How about now? I shouldn't play bottom floor, but... No, okay. Alright. Look. I think my biggest sin in this game right now is playing bottom floor for absolutely no reason. Why would I play bottom floor here? It's because I'm impatient. I want to fight the enemy now. There's no good reason to do it, but I want to do it right now. It's okay. I know where I fall short. I know my flaws. He dies. Yeah, I almost wonder if the Endless would be less good, or is less good, because I could get more imps out right now if I had, or if I could primitive mold them, I mean to say. But the burnout one is like, have to wait to end of turn anyway, so. Does it make a big difference? I don't think it makes that big of a difference, no. The only thing I have to watch out for is I have to not slam hollow drippings onto these imps. This run, it was a struggle to get here. It was definitely more of a struggle than it needed to be to get to the point where I get to play Welder Helper on Little Fade, but I've said it I feel like I've said it a lot before, but I get pretty careless with Little Fade runs because they are, it is less of a challenge of can I win this run, and it's more of a challenge of how much can I disrespect the game while winning this run. And a lot of times I cross that line a little too much, but I don't really care, to be honest. It's always weird to see 150 for Pyre Health. 180 makes sense to me, 150 seems so strange. Yeah, I can remove every card from this deck for Diligent Seraph and still win, I'm pretty sure. But I want to go look at relics, but I'm gonna go left. Yeah, because what I can look for here is I can look for Burnout 1, and if I see Burnout 1, then trading the Welder Helper in is not worth. Okay. I mean, it still potentially isn't worth. No, it's worth now. So what do I mean here? Great question. So right now, I play this one with Burnout 1, and I play this one without Burnout 1. I can infuse the Welder Helper onto the Welder Helper, and then I have only the Burnout 1 Welder Helper. I get 30 armor per round instead of 20. Or rather, 30 instead of 40, but it's 30 on Burnout 1, and then it becomes 90 when I duplicate twice. Right now, it's... Actually, it's more armor, right? Because it's You get 3 at 30 versus 4 at 20. 4 at 20 is 80, 3 at 30 is 90. But it's like, it's only bad for if Arcus kills me, but I don't believe Arcus will kill me. It's also good for my pack shards to do this. That's interesting. So, when does it overtake? Does it overtake at 2 of these? You get 60. At 2, it's neutral, right? So at 1, Welder Helper self-infuse versus... So 1 versus 2 is 30 versus 20. 2 versus 3 is 60 versus 60. And then 3 versus 4 is 80 versus 90. Okay. I think I switched the order while I was speaking on that, but there's other reasons you would do this as well. It's not just the raw armor output, but I thought that I'd be losing out on armor, but I was wrong. Spell chain. Yeah, I need to pick stuff. Like, I just need to take stuff here. I need to take Fortify on that 65, and then I can take a 25 comfortably in the last temple. Probably. I always have something I can spend it on, right? Value Stone, Spell Chain, plus 30, plus 10, Purge Stone, Intrinsic. Yeah, I can do it all. There's sometimes runs have a problem where you can't actually... you can't take like the plus 10s is what I'm trying to say. But I have Torch, so I don't have that problem. The 15 times 2 is probably worth getting Dripfalled to save 30 armor on Fade. I do have to respect Arcus a bit here, I feel. He's a little bit frightening. Just a touch, it's just a little bit. But he's not Fell, so he's not multi-hitting, which means that there is some cause for concern based on the damage output, although 15 times 2 is actually 15 times 1 in this context because of spikes. So I probably had less to be worried about, and I didn't actually need, yeah, I'm gaining 30 per round. I don't think I needed to do that, and in fact I lost out because I didn't get the attack. I missed an attack on Arcus because he went up there with the 15 times 2, but can you know that he's going to go up there? The answer to that question, a lot of times they say you can't know, but I think you can know. You can make a reasonable guess anyway as to where Arcus will be on a given turn. So, I don't know. I think that might be a little bit of a mistake. At the same time, 30 armor per round is looking to be good enough, so I'm skipping these armor cards even. I don't want to make you feel like I'm rushing through this, but you know, I value our time together. I do not wish you to feel like I am rushing, but also there is not a whole lot of interesting decision-making left. I already made all my mistakes on this run. I forgot to calculate the fact that Welder Helper adds pack shards when I duplicate him now. And then think about that. Hell's Banners is fine. I don't know if it... I mean, it doesn't do anything because my units are free, but I took it anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to be over by 5 here. That doesn't bother me that much. Monster Rail Spike. Put it on a Welder Helper. Drop the big boy. 26-26 Purge. Don't fuck around with this guy. Careful. I didn't put it on a Welder Helper, don't worry. The main goal of this run now is to clear the deck so that Little Faye doesn't ever die on turn 1. If I wanted to be sure, I could put on Endless, but I can get this deck to like 25% Welder Helper. I'm pretty sure. Maybe even more? No, I can... No, not 25% because I won't have 4. I can get it to like 20% Welder Helper. I can get it to mostly armor cards is what I should say. Hey, what the hell? Hey, where's my Welder Helper? Hold the phone. If you play this Train Steward and he dies, I think he goes into the Reform pool actually, so I'm gonna wait to play him till the end. Just in case, you know, you never know with this one. 10, 30, so it's 10, 40, 50, 60. I should delay by playing Driftball here. And give myself one more turn in case the welder helpers are at the bottom. Hey, one of them actually is at the bottom. That's kind of fucked up. The bright side is that this enemy is dazed, so he's gonna go hit my pyre twice. I'm gonna lose 50 gold, but that's a trade I was ready to make. I have to not let Fade die. It's not even an armor trial issue, it's just you can't have both your imps at the bottom of the deck issue. Plus 18, wait a minute. Hold on. Why is he getting plus 18? Oh, because these two Wiltwings are going to die swinging before the Darkwings gets hit by Fade. So, 38, he's actually going to hit me 3 times. 38, yeah, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's a shame that 3 times? Yeah, 3 times. It's fine. Again, it was a trade I had to be ready to make. I took the armor trial, so I'm getting that money back. And it is an armor trial issue that unit lived, because I could have pinged off a Wiltwings or something like that instead. But I think that giving up 1 kill on Fade for 400 gold here is pretty worthwhile. Your decision may vary. I don't know why I don't say your mileage may vary, because that's the saying. The phrase is your mileage may vary. I don't know why I'm resistant to saying that. He does go in the reform pool, right? Yeah, he does. Wasn't 100% on that. Go get him, buddy. I purged him again. Oh no, I've killed him another time. I was a little worried I wasn't gonna have it, but I drew Dripball. Dripball's a good relentless answer as well. Yeah, I traded 75 gold for that 400 drop. It's pretty good. Impish Scholar, not too interested. Branding right sounds good until you remember Fade just dies. Go right, take up our 3rd and final welder helper. And now we checked the relic shop we're looking for Railhammer. Resin block's kind of funny. The imps are gonna start doing like yeah, you know, I'm not against having a little fun. Make these imps do 1,000,000 damage. No Railhammer. I'm gonna go ahead and remove probably Hollow Drippings doesn't matter because I just play it, so I don't want to remove that. I think I'd remove resin removal. Primitive mold's nice to have as a fallback. So I'm gonna just kind of remove torch and primitive mold in equal numbers. And then I'll go look at what I can spend the rest of my money on. You got an intrinsic for me, maybe? Nah. Like, maybe intrinsic March of Shields in the worst case is good, but I have no energy problem, so there's no real reason to take a -1. I don't see a great reason. I guess Permafrost is cool for, like, just removing Molded from the draw, and Torch as well can get consumed. These are things that I'm doing. Like, these consume ideas are more to make me more consistently draw Dripball, but right now the answers to Fade dying on turn 1 are... So let's actually just count how many we have. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 answers to Fade's turn 1 death, and I draw... Holy shit, does the champion count for your turn 1 draw? I think it does, so I think that I will draw 6 cards. And I need to hit one of these 6 out of 19. I feel like my odds are high. I'm not gonna pull out my old stats homework and run a formula to figure it out. On turn 1 of the Divinity, I draw 6 cards, and one of them has to be an answer to Fade's death. If my turn 1 draw looks like this, we lose the run. We don't necessarily lose the run, I just have to play around Primitive Mold and I'm mad. Should have pinged the Purifier, you're right. As soon as we draw our first Welder Helper, though, it's all over. I spent all my money for Golden Vault, by the way. So, like, yeah. Unfortunate. Vengeful Shard's much more annoying for Golden Vault. Hey, what the hell? Where's my Welder Helper? It's okay. This is called bad luck prevention. So what I'm doing here is I'm having the bad luck happen on Seraph because it's more survivable on Seraph. There's more time. I actually don't even want to kill these curse enemies anymore. I just want the kills on Fade. There's more time because we have 3 turns before we need to draw our answer instead of 1. You see, it's called RNG manipulation. They use it in speedruns. I've done it every time in all of my monstertrain speedruns, also known as these videos. You know, you could kind of just say that everything I do in this game is RNG manipulation. Playing these units manipulates the RNG. It's a weird term, I think. And I recognize, I understand, RNG manipulation doesn't mean playing the game. I get it, but like, it still strikes me as a bit of a strange term. Because like everything you do manipulates the RNG in some way. Although that's also not necessarily true because it is based on the specific game. Right, is how the RNG is coded. Monstertrain is a game where every single card you play in every order changes the outcome of the future of the run. The RNG shifts. Slay the Spire is not like this, I believe. Like, if you play your cards in a different order on a turn and Slay the Spire, your next draw is always the same. It's interesting. I wonder how they... Like, different games and different coders handle that problem differently. Based on the seed and things like that. Yeah, I feel it's a lot less replicatable to... Oh my god, I lost. You're kidding me. Oh. Well, new plan. This is extremely okay. It's survivable. Because I have hollow drippings. It's a little upsetting. I would call this one, it's extremely upsetting. Oh. Alright. It's a little more than a little upsetting. I kept the primitive molds in though so that we could potentially broach this position and not just lose. Oh yeah. Oh, from the Welder Helper. Okay, so here's what we need to do. I need a molded next turn. Okay, so I have a molded on the next turn. And it's permafrosted. Okay. We can this is recoverable. My Fade does not take a long time to kill the Divinity. That is an important step 1 to recognize. Here's Hollow Drippings. I was gonna say the problem now is that I need to get Hollow Drippings out because I kept this card in. I didn't really know why I was keeping it in. I was keeping it in because it was a consume spell. However, it gets to play the hero by nullifying Little Fade's death form. Which is good. Very cool. Great job, Hollow Drippings. As always, the card is very good, I feel like. Hollow Drippings, it's definitely one of those... It's a card that I don't give as much respect as I should to, because sometimes it saves your run. It just keeps your main unit alive, saves your life. As it has done here. Welder Helpers kill chains. Rise up, brothers. The resin block was not a joke. Yeah, it's a low committal card, Hollow Drippings. It takes up 2 slots, and they're consume slots in the deck. And sometimes it does something like this for you. Usually, it just gives you 5 burnout onto a carry, but sometimes it does a little more. Look at these Welder Helpers, man. They're actually dropping like... they're actually dropping like 180 damage on the Divinity there. That's crazy. We won. Despite my best efforts, I won this round. Oh. My Welder Helpers don't get to kill the Steel Slate because the Divinity kills itself and the combat ends. It's interesting that the combat calculates to that level. Like the combat preview calculates the fact that the combat ends before that guy dies. But sometimes it doesn't calculate that. Specifically, there is a specific case where it doesn't calculate that. It's when a trample kills the boss, and the trample would carry through and kill the unit behind the boss as well. When that happens, it shows that unit as dying, but it doesn't actually die for the purposes of like harvest. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does die. Yeah, I'm not actually, think about it. I mean, I'll just pay attention. I can't think about it. I'm not gonna know. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.